And then after we're done, I'm going to upload the video. It might take like a few hours. And then it will be sent to your email account. So if you don't receive it until the end of the day, let me know, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so Bruno, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I'm in this case, I need to introduce my name first, something like that.
Your name is optional. You can say it, but it's up to you. But tell me about yourself in a professional way, okay? No personal information.
Okay, nice. So I worked as a software developer for a long time, and I started very young in this as a software developer. I started when I was 14 years old. I already works with computer and have curiosity about computers, and so I started very young. So I worked with a lot of technologies, different technologies, and like Delphi, Java, and so on. And I'm working with Ruby on Rails 8 years long. Last 8 years I worked with Ruby on Rails, and I have some experience with mobile development and architectures, some kind of front end development, and so on. I don't know if I.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay, wait. You have 8 years of experience. Is that it?
Yes, I have more experience, but with the technology of the customer that apply board
before. Oh, because we have 8 years working with Ruby on Rails. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, and before you worked with what?
I worked with Java and Delphi.
Oh, okay. But how many years of experience you have in total?
15 almost.
Okay, almost 15 years. All right. So, okay, let's start with the beginning. So, your name, as you told me, it's optional. It's okay to say, it's okay not to say, it's up to you. After you tell me your name, tell me your position, okay? So, your job title. In this case, since you're applying for a Ruby on Rails developer position, you could say, I'm a Ruby on Rails developer, or I'm just a software developer, right? About the years of experience, I would say I have 15 years of experience working with IT or working with software development. Out of those 15 years, the last 8 years, I have worked with Ruby on Rails. Why do I say that? Don't say just 8, 15 is double. All right, 15 is a very large number because the experience you had before you worked with Ruby on Rails doesn't go to waste, right? Those are different languages, but you still had experience with software development, so they're also helpful. So 15 years of experience, out of which the last 8 I have been working with Ruby on Rails. All right, after you tell me that, tell me the technologies you work with, okay, the tools. So first, of course, Ruby on Rails. Then if you know any other, so you know Java, for example, you can mention that. If you know any front-end technologies, you can mention any database technologies, you can mention that as well, okay? Especially the things that are on the job description. So what do they mention specifically apart from Ruby? MySQL as a relational database, RESTful APIs, Git version control, and they talk a little bit about design as well. So if you have any experience with web design or UX, this kind of thing, you can mention it. But if you don't, it's all right, okay? It's not necessary. You see? Okay, so again, position. After you tell me the position, years of experience. Position, years of experience, technologies. Then education. Do you have a bachelor's degree in computer science?
No.
No, okay.
I started, but I never finished it.
So don't mention it, okay? So skip education, then go to your career. I don't think you told me a lot about your career. I need to know first about your current job. So,
Hmm.
what company do you work for? Don't just give me the name. Tell me what the company does. What company are you working for right now? Let me see. Oh, it's your own company. Oh, you're the guy from Joinville, right?
Yes, it's me.
Oh, amazing. I lived in Joinville. I looked at your video. I
Ah,
was like, oh, that's so nice. Okay, okay, perfect.
sure.
Yeah.
You are Brazilian.
Yes.
Nice, very good.
Oh, so you're in Joinville right now?
Não entendi.
You're in Joinville right now?
Yes, I'm here. I'm,
Oh,
I'm in the hotel Tannenhof. Do you remember?
yes, I remember.
A hotel, the hotel in the center of the city.
Yeah, the German one. They have good food.
Yes, this,
They
yes,
have good food. All right. So, about your experience. So, you have been working as an entrepreneur for the past how many years?
yes. I'm worked as entrepreneur, but right now I'm working for a company
Yeah.
called Magratia.
I see that.
Magratia is a I don't know in English. It's a software house. It's common a common
Yeah,
word in.
it is.
It's a software house because they provide services to another company.
Okay. Okay. Tell me more. What kind of thing are you doing with them? What kind of tools are you working with?
So there we working with Ruby on Rails and React and Redux and some kind of uh, architectures, new components for our customers,
Mm-hmm.
and some challenges about scaling Ruby applications. It's that's it.
Okay. So in this company, you build software for other companies, right?
Yes,
Okay, nice. And but you're still working on your own company, Frank Labs.
yes, but it's for example, I have my own company because I am a my contract with Magratia is a B2B. I don't know in English. How can I say that?
You're a contractor.
Is a
PJ?
yeah
Contractor. You're a contractor.
PJ.
Yes, you're a contractor.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
and but I had my own company. I had some customers and we had a product. It's called Laudus Pro. It's a product to help doctors to make uh, medical exams, and it was written in Ruby on Rails too. And it's a product of my own company,
Mm.
you know.
Okay, I understand. But okay,
But
here's
I
the
don't know if I could say about that
yeah,
in the
you could. But here's the deal: you have been working with Magrathea for the past 5 months, and then you worked for your company since 2011. So you were like more kind of a freelancer, right?
yes.
But on your LinkedIn says that you have also been working for Abuzi since
I
2010.
could say that's a joint venture. I don't know if it's not a joint venture because a joint venture is when the company had a product in common, I think.
No, it's not a joint venture. What do you mean? You mean you're still working for Abuzi as well?
Yes, they are my customer in my own company.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
It's a little bit insane
That's
because I work
messy.
to
Yeah, it's
it's
messy
hard
because you
to
work for many
explain.
companies at the same time, right? Mm.
Yes, it's almost that. But it's because, for example, I had my own company and I have customers that maybe I don't working for him right now, you know. They're still my customers, but I don't working to him to
Okay.
to it
Uh,
in
to them. You don't work for them. Okay.
to them. Sorry,
All right.
and
So,
not really working in a regular working because they sometimes they need some uh, that I maintain something, that I fix something. It's a lot of small
Just support.
work.
Yeah, it's more
Yes,
support, right?
exactly. That's the word.
All
More
right.
support. So, but they are already my customers.
They're still your customers. Okay, let me
They're still my customers.
Yeah, so since 2010, you have Abuzi has been a client of your company. You still have this company, but right now you're not actively working for Abuzi, right? You're working for Magrathea.
Yes.
But it says here on your LinkedIn as well that you worked for Bolsa Financeira until 2014. So during this period between 2010, 2012, 2014, you were working both in your company and in Bolsa Financeira.
Yes, I could say that Bolsa Financeira it's another customer
Oh,
because
okay, another
I made
customer.
yes.
Okay, all right.
It's
So here's
because I have a company uh, because in Brazil we need it to receive the payments, but it's more. Imagine that I could uh, working like a freelancer that have a company, you know.
I totally understand. I had a company as well. I know how it works. Okay. What I am trying to do here is try to understand the timeline. Now that I understood, it's clear because we need to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to talk about this experience. Because whoever takes a look at your resume will think the same things I am thinking. They'll be like, "Wait, what? He was working for three companies at the same time. What was going on here?" Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how you're going to explain. All right. When you start talking about your career in this tell me about yourself question, you're going to tell me first about Magrathea. I have been working for Magrathea for about 5 months. It's a software house. The kind of products that I am developing now are this, they're like that, blah, blah, blah. After you do that, you say, before that, I worked as a consultant. I had my own company, and I had clients to whom I uh, I had clients who I worked for in projects. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
a few of my clients, one of them was a social purchase website called Abuzi. It's a very large website in Brazil, very famous, kind of like Groupon. Another one of them was XP, né? XP Investimentos, okay. XP Securities, which is a branch of XP Investments, one of the largest investment companies in
Broker.
brokerage companies, yes, brokerage companies in the world, okay, and etc. You're going to be like that. So for seven, almost 8 years, I was a consultant working for many companies in many different projects. All right? Did you understand?
Yes, nice.
That's the word you gotta
Yes.
use, consultant. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This way, it will be easy for them to understand about your experience. Um, okay, you do that. So again, job title, profession, okay, so software developer or Ruby on Rails developer. Years of experience, 15 years in total, 8 years in Ruby on Rails. Technologies you work with, education, skip, go straight to career highlights. So you're going to tell me
Mm-hmm.
about Magrathea, and you're going to tell me about your company, okay? Do you think
Mm-hmm.
any of your other experiences are relevant to mention?
No, I think these companies that I worked as Ruby on Rails developer is
Yeah.
the more relevant.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think so as well. All right, so that's the idea here. I want you to work on this answer, okay? My tip for you is write it down. It becomes easier. You shouldn't memorize it, but you should
Mm-hmm.
have like a very clear structure in your head. This is the first thing they're going to ask you, so it's nice to give like a strong answer, very confident, and very straight to the point. Okay.
Very good. Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to ask you something now. It's not the order I do it, but I am curious. You have been working for Magrathea for 5 months. Why do you want to leave this company only 5 months?
Uh, it's strange to say because I think that I need to learn new things because I don't know. I'm almost out of the markets because I'm working just to my customers. So I think that I could be out of date. Okay,
Mm.
and Magratea, they are kind of friends of mine. So we start to work in this project, but they knew that I want to learn about the process and how they work.
Okay, but why do
So
you want to leave?
it's because I was looking for jobs, jobs abroad when I enter in the company.
Hmm.
It's strange, but
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
not. How can I say that in a
Yeah.
more natural way?
That's what I'm going to tell you now. Okay. I would say something along these lines. You started working with Magrathea because you had a personal connection with the company, right? With the owners, you could say that. And you wanted to work for them. You started working for them in order to see. You don't say you're out of the market. That's not the kind of language you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe to understand the best practices right now, because since you have been working so long by yourself, uh, you thought it was needed for you to work with other people, to work in a team, to be in that dynamic again. I think that's the key phrase here. Okay, you could say that you wanted to go back to work in a team and understand the best practices that are being done now in terms of software development, etc. I think that's the
Nice.
idea. And then you tell me, but I want to leave it because it's my dream to work for a company in Canada. All right. The company, Magrathea, they know about it. We had discussed this when I was first hired. I told them about this desire of mine. So it wouldn't be unexpected. However, I see that this opportunity working with you would be a game changer in my career. It's something that I've been wanting for a long time, and it's something that's going to provide me new challenges, more exciting challenges, the opportunity to work in a product long term, and etc. That's kind of the idea. I know it's a little bit messy. You're going to have to think about it, but this
Mm-hmm.
is what I would say. When you say that you wanted to work for Magrathea, don't say that it's because you were out of the market, you were
Mm-hmm.
outdated. That's not that you weren't, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
it looks bad for you. Tell me
Yes, yes, of
something
course.
else, another reason, and then
Mm-hmm.
why you want to leave. You could say that it's not that you want to leave, you like the company, you like working for them. However, they were aware that your ultimate goal was to work with a company, with an international company, in order to have
Mm-hmm.
those challenges and that new experience that you couldn't have in Brazil. Okay?
It's very nice, very good.
All right. So that's
And
the idea. Mm.
that's the
Yeah,
real
you're not
reason.
lying. Yeah.
I'm not lying
Mm.
because the Magratia they knew that I I'm planning that.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I was planning that.
Oh my God. Just a sec. Oh, sorry about the lights.
Mhm. No problem.
Okay. All right. So, why do you want to work for Apply Board, Bruno?
Ah, that's a very hard question.
Shouldn't be.
So I think that's a very good opportunity to my career, and I could learn a lot of things there. Uh, and we have a very good challenges. Like we could have, I think, and I I want to help them change the education. Mm, uh, I think it's that I could and I can help. them.
Okay, too
It's
vague.
a good answer.
No, not a good answer. Very generic, very vague. It's an answer that you could have given to pretty much any company. All right. Um, this question it serves two purposes. First, to know why you want to work for them, of course. Second, to see if you have researched enough about the company. So you should give me like 2 or 3 reasons that are very specific about them. Things that really make you interested. All right. So you have to research more about the company, see what you like about them, see what is it that calls your attention, that makes you want to work there and not for other companies. Basically, that's it. Why apply boards and not any other company in Canada? What makes them special to you? Okay, that's the idea here. There are many good, nice things about them. You could talk about their product. If you like their product, tell them what you like about it. Okay, but don't be like vague. Like you said, okay, I want to help you. I don't even remember anymore, but uh, improve the educational, I don't know what. That's too vague. Tell me, if you say, okay, I like a product, I like how different it is from the competition's product. For example, I know that you not only match the students with the institution, but you also help them apply for international institutions, you help them with their visa process. To me, that's very interesting, and I can see the potential in what you're doing. Okay, I can see the potential in the market that you're in. You see, that is like, wow, that is much better than just saying, I like your product. All right. So just
I
an
could say
example.
that
Right?
things that I really believe, for example, I believe that the education is the path to change the world, for example. It's a
Yeah.
thing that I really believe.
Okay.
And
But not only that, because that's something that everyone will maybe say. So you want to be, to think out of the box. All right. But okay, if
okay.
you want to start with that, you can, no problem. And then think maybe of management style of the company. That's something you can mention. Work environment of the company, also very nice. You could talk more about the product. If there's someone in the team that is really good at what they do and you would like to work for this company, you can say that. If they have a multicultural team and that's something that is interesting to you, you can mention this. If you have always wanted to work for a startup, you could say this as well. Okay, so some ideas. So things that you should do now. You should study a lot about the company. Research the company on Glassdoor. See what you can find about them. Research the company on AngelList as well. It's a very nice website. Usually there is some extra information there, so you can understand more about the company and etc. And Google the company. Google News is your like best friend when you're in your job interview, because this way you can see what other people are talking about the fight board, you know? So you can get like those outside information that might help you form an opinion. All right?
Okay, very
Okay.
good.
Whatever you
So
say.
basically, I need to learn more about the company
Yes, and give me
to have
strong reasons.
a good answer.
Yes, a
Nice.
strong
I will
reason.
sleep on it.
And whenever I ask you, if they ask you, says, don't say this is a hard question. The reasons why you want to work for them shouldn't be hard for you to say that, okay? It should be easy, because if you're applying, they expect you to really want to work there. If you say it's hard or if you have some problem explaining, it will be kind of obvious that you're only interested in this position because of the sponsorship, okay?
Yes.
All right,
Very
so
good.
tell me now, Bruno, about the most challenging project that you have ever worked on.
The most challenges. There are so many, but
No, most
I
challenging
think that
project, just one.
just one. We have in the last project that I worked in Magratia because we have a challenging, because it's a very huge data mass. I think it's the word. And we have some challenges about cache, because we need that the solution needs to be very fast, and it's impossible to do the cache because the amount of data is very huge. And we worked in a solution to fix that. And it's a very do you think I need to say about the details of this solution?
Yes, but I am wondering, this example doesn't have much to do with Ruby on Rails, right?
Yes, it's Ruby on Rails, and but the problem is that we had a huge data mass because we had more than 200 million records in our database, and we need to cache that to have a fast access to this data. This is a very good, because we found a elegant way to approach this problem. We used a very new kind of solution that's an algorithm called hyperlog, and it's helped us to store this data in a very efficient way. I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what I meant was this example, it doesn't really have to do with software development. It's more like data engineering. So I would say
Mm-hmm.
Maybe try to think of an example that had to do with Ruby, that had to do with development, like an issue you had to solve in your code, something similar to that. To see, to tell them a little bit about your technical abilities as well in software development, all right? And about your example as a whole, I would say give me a context. Tell me, what was the challenge? What did you do? What were your actions to fix this? And what were the results? Don't forget about the results, all right? Because they want to see two
Mm-hmm.
things. First, your technical abilities. And second, what do you do when you face a challenge? What are your actions, okay? And if you are successful,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why you have to tell me the results as well. It could be very simple, the results, okay? For example, the challenge was that you had to, I don't know, redo a big chunk of the code in less than a week. And it was almost impossible. But at the end, you were able to deliver it on time. That would be the result. Or, I don't know, the client personally
Mm-hmm.
called you to congratulate you, to thank you for your work. Or, I don't know, the change you did increased page loading time by 25%. If you have numbers, it's even better. But that's the idea here, okay?
Nice.
Can
It's
you
very
think
good.
of another example, or would you like to think about this later at home?
No, I'm thinking about all others. It's because it's I'm not saying really about Rails, like you said, but it's the result is almost like about Rails. For example, in this case, it's almost the same problem. Uh, last week, we have another problem because how can I say that? So, but I will remember. At Bolsa Financeira, I have a lot of challenges there. I just need to fresh my mind because it was a few years ago, but I will find a good one.
Okay, don't worry. All right. So, all right, Bruno, tell me now, what can you offer Apply Board that other candidates can't?
Sorry.
What can you offer Apply Board that other candidates can't offer? Why should we hire you? What do you have that makes you different?
No, that's a very hard question. Uh, Maybe I don't have an answer
You don't have an answer?
ready. Not so fast. I need to think about.
Okay, let me help you with that,
Uh,
okay? I To me, the best way of beginning this answer is by acknowledging other candidates. So saying something like, I know that all the candidates you're going to interview are great candidates. All right. So I can't say that I am better than them. But if I have to tell you the things that make me stand out as a developer, and then you say the reasons. Why do I say that? It's very easy for people who answer this question to sound a little bit arrogant, as if I am good, the others are bad. If you start this way, I see from the beginning that you're a humble person, you know? You're not saying that you're better than anyone, all right? So that's just a tip that I like to give some candidates because it really makes a difference for me. Then, okay, about the reasons, I'd say mention 2 or 3 reasons, okay? Basically, you're telling them why they should hire you and not the guy after you. So they should be good reasons. I would say, number 1, you have over 15 years of experience in software development, working not only with Ruby on Rails, but with other programming languages such as Java. This gives you the kind of knowledge you can't get with only 3 or 5 years of experience. You know, I think this would be your first selling point. And all the candidates don't have 15 years of experience, all right? You're the most experienced one for this position. Thing number 2, I have entrepreneurial experience, and this gives me an entrepreneurial spirit. You know, I have leadership skills. I know how to run a business. I know how to think not only as the employee, but also as the employer. I can see the big picture, you know, and maybe I can, with this experience that I have, I can help you in different ways that other candidates maybe couldn't. You see, I'd say that that's your second selling point. What else? Let me think. You what? Go ahead.
I'm thinking it's because I have some last month I participate in a startup weekend here, and I have some experience to working with startups. And Bolsa Financeira was a startup that I worked. It was sold for another company, and I don't know if it is a
Totally
good reason.
relevant. Totally relevant. You could say
And
the third thing that I have that make me stand out is that I have experience working for startups. So to me, it won't be a huge learning curve starting working for you. It'd be very easy for me to adapt. You know, you could say that you could use this in your favor as well. Okay. All right. You see, I think I gave you some really good ideas for you to work on. I think those things make you stand out. And that's it. Just explore this. This question, I think they are going to ask you this. Maybe not in this interview, but at some point of your interviews, like the next interviews maybe. And you should be ready to answer it in a very confident way, but not arrogant, okay? Confident, but not arrogant. And like really talking about this, like really exploring. It's a little bit of marketing, okay, Bruno? You shouldn't be ashamed to market yourself, because it's basically like hire me and not the next guy. So you should give them like good reasons to hire you. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Very good.
Okay. Bruno, one more question. How could you help Apply Boards improve their product?
I have a business view of the product, and I know how to validate that products and things and stuffs. I have a good experience with create new products. I don't know if I could say something like that. And that's it, I think.
Okay, what is your favorite feature of their product? Bruno, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, did you hear me?
Yes, yes. So I think that the best feature, I don't know if it's a feature of the product or if it's a process, because I know that they help people to with the visa and bureaucracy stuff. I'm right.
Yes. Did you
And
sign up for the product? Did you create an account and study and used it?
no, I don't create accounts, but I just look in the details of the product and features.
Okay, create an account. All right, it makes a
Hmm.
difference. I always know when the candidates have studied about the product and when they haven't studied. Um,
Hmm.
you should study as much as you can. You should understand what they're doing, like from beginning to end, 100%. This is very important. It's one of the most important things. Understand very well about the company and their product. So if I
Hmm.
ask you, how could you help me improve my product if I'm interviewing you, you have two ways of answering this. The way number one is to give me an example. All right. So, for example, I can think of many ways that I could help you improve your product. But if I have to mention one, I was taking a look yesterday at it, and I noticed that there's a feature we could implement. And this feature, it does this, it is like that, etc. Like one specific example, something that you could improve as a Ruby on Rails developer,
Mm,
something that you could implement, an idea. Okay, if you give me an idea, it makes you stand out among other candidates because I automatically think I haven't even hired Bruno and he's already offering me solutions. All right, it's
nice,
really
it's very
great.
good.
But for
It's
this, you need
something.
to really study.
It could be, for example, anything that I don't like in the products that don't
Yes,
work so well for
yes.
me. I
Not that
think
you
that's not
don't. Yeah.
not good enough.
Yes, and then you could say, if you're going to criticize something, tell me how you would fix it. All right?
Hmm.
But yes, you don't
Yes.
have to reinvent the wheel. It doesn't have to be something super complex. Just something to
Hmm.
show them that one, you have researched, and two, you can provide solutions. Okay? So that's number one. If you cannot get any ideas, try to correlate your experience and your skills to the ways you could improve their product. So, for example, oh, with my experience working with this tool, I could help you improve this feature, and my experience working with that thing, I can help you improve that. That's the idea. Just do correlations. All right.
Hmm.
But study, you have to study more. You're not prepared enough yet. Okay.
Okay, okay, I understand that.
All right. Okay. So
I I
mm,
I tried, but I think that I I don't know, but I'm yes, yes, I know that I need to study more about the customer.
yeah. Okay.
The,
So now, why do you want to move to Kitchener?
sorry.
Why do you want to move to Kitchener?
So I have a friend that lives in Toronto, and I know that's a very good city, and Canada is a very good country to grow up my kids. And I think it's a very good opportunity to uh, improve their lives, and they're learning English very well, and they have a good education in Canada. And Kitchener is a very I don't know how to say that's a uh, city that's not so hurry. It's
It's a calm city.
yes. I think that's like the research I did. It's Kitchener is a more small city.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Medium-sized city. All right. Okay. Don't mention your friend in Toronto. Right? Why am I
Hmm.
saying that? Um, don't give them reasons to think that after you get your PR card, you're going to go to Toronto, which is what many people do. So leave that out
Yes.
altogether. When you talk about Kitchener, be more specific. Okay, so things you could mention about Kitchener. For example, one very important thing: Kitchener is like the new Silicon Valley of Canada. There are some huge tech companies located there, for example, Google, Shopify, also many startup companies and accelerators. Why is that interesting? There are so many tech events there, so many meetups. So you could mention that as an advantage to living in Kitchener. You know, you'll be part of a super huge tech community, which I don't think is true in Joinville, right? In Joinville, it's not like that. That's something that you could mention. Of course, you could also mention it's a medium-sized city. It's very calm, very quiet. That's true. It's also a very affordable city. Okay, much cheaper than any other of Canada's large cities. Let me see what else. You could say that it's close to Toronto, close to major cities. Toronto. There is also I don't remember the name of the other one. And but yeah, the city.
What Waterloo?
No, Waterloo is right next to it, and it's not large. Waterloo is smaller than Kitchener. It's not
Yes,
hella.
but it's yes, nice.
It's
I'm just talking that it's close. I think.
yeah, no, Kitchener and Waterloo. They even say like it's basically the same city because they're right next to each other. Let me see.
Very good, and that's true
Hamilton.
because I'm living in Joinville because I can't live in a large cities.
Yeah, you could say that.
I
You could make a connection. You
I
know.
love small cities.
Yes, you could definitely say that. Definitely say. And Kitchener. Let me take a look here.
I think that's almost the same population of Joinville. Five for
Kitchener has
400,000.
200,000.
Yes, it's
Waterloo,
Joinville. It's a little bigger
Joinville
than.
has 700,000.
I
Um,
think that's 500.
I think it's grown. Yeah, Kitchener and Waterloo together they have around 400,000, and Joinville has
400.
600,000 last year. Okay. But it's similar. You could definitely say I live in a city that is has about the same population as Kitchener Waterloo. So I think it would be a good fit for me. You know, I like this kind of city. I like this size of city. Okay. But yes, that's a good idea, a good
Yes,
example. All right. Now tell me
very
about
good.
your experience working with Ruby on Rails.
And I could say the things that I said. For example, Canada will be good for my family, my
Yeah.
kids, and so on.
Yes. Yes.
They
Totally.
see
If you could, I
they
would say
see that's a good thing.
yeah, don't say if they ask you about Kitchener, say Kitchener, okay? But if they ask you about Canada, you can say that. It's a good thing.
Nice.
All right, now tell me about your experience working with Ruby on Rails.
In this case, I need to talk about the things I did in the past, or just
Your
tools that
experience in general, the tools that you work with, how many years you have been working with it. Tell me about the kind of projects that you have developed, the most important ones. I need to know that you have a lot of experience with Ruby on Rails, that you're going to be a good developer.
Okay. So I'm working with Ruby on Rails, like I said, from since 2010. So it's almost 8 years of experience. And in this time, I work with all kind of projects, small projects, big projects. I worked in projects that starts small and grow up very fast. And so with this situation, I had a lot of challenges because we need to solve some things to make the application keep working in this situation. And we need challenges about the performance. And in this case, we use a lot of tools to try to solve that. And so I used a lot of almost a lot of different tools in Ruby on Rails tools to keep this working. For example, Sidekick, Redis to improve the cache, and I know delay job, Elasticsearch, and this kind of tools that we need to make the application running. And in this, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. What can I say? What can I tell you? Okay, that was good. One tip for you: think about scalability, performance, and large user base. This is what this kind of companies they are worried about. So be prepared to answer questions like, okay, have you ever developed a scalable product, a scalable commercial product with a large user base? Okay. Think about this. Think about how you dealt with scalability in the past, how you dealt with having too many users, and how you dealt with performance issues. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So that's one thing. Also, go ahead.
That's what I thinking to talk about performance and this kind of stuff.
Yes, this is important to this kind of companies, okay? These startups. So you can expect maybe 1 or 2 questions about this. As I like to say, we don't know what they're going to ask you, okay? So they might not ask you like most of the questions we worked on today, but these are the most common ones. But be ready as well to answer technical questions, okay? So about your experience with Ruby, about your experience working with scalable applications, and etc. They might ask you about a few specific projects you have developed with Ruby on Rails, so be ready to talk about them. Whenever you talk about a project, give me the context. When you tell me about the project, you can also tell me about the architecture, okay? So that I have like a understanding of the context in terms of architecture of the product. And tell me if you reached any goals, how did you deal with that project? Be descriptive. That's what I mean to say. You could also research like Ruby on Rails technical interview questions. See what comes up. Be prepared for that. Like some companies, they like to ask you, okay, what is the advantage of using Ruby on Rails over other languages? You know, they ask this kind of stuff. So be ready to answer this as well, okay? But I have prepared you for the most common questions. Now, if you want to write down your answers, I'm going to send you this list of questions. And if you want to write down your answers and send them to me to take a look over them, I will do that, okay? But if you don't want to, it's okay. But please...
No, I will send you.
Okay, but please study, please prepare, okay? You need to prepare more. You were not ready to answer most of those questions. That should not be the case, all right? And I think you have plenty of experience. You have everything to be hired. You just need to prepare to like make a good impression on whoever is interviewing, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Very
okay.
good. About my English, sometimes I make some mistakes in the language.
Don't
but
worry.
you think it's good?
No. You have advanced English. Your English is really good. I could understand everything you said. Mistakes, don't worry about that, okay? Everyone makes mistakes. And you are the one who's making communication possible. You are the one speaking their language. Don't worry about that, okay? It's not going to be a problem.
Very good.
Yes, and don't be nervous as well. I know it's hard not to be nervous, but relax, take deep breath. The more prepared you are, the less nervous you would be on the day of the interview. And the thing with nervousness is that it can appear as if you lack confidence, which is not what you want to show them. You want to be confident, all right? Because you should be confident. You have 15 years of experience. They should be like begging to hire you, okay?
It's very good.
Okay, Bruno. Any questions, send me a message, all right?
Okay.
All right. Have a good weekend. I'm going to send you this video in a few hours.
Okay. Same to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye.